Hello there. So I'm Stuart Out. I am the productivity coach. I work at Microsoft as a modern work customer success manager. And thank you for joining us today as we look at our first in our Lunch and Learn series, or my Lunch and Learn series that I'm looking to do. And today we're going to be looking to create an inspection app or an audit app or something like that in Microsoft Teams using Teams and Power Apps. So this is the first time I've streamed, so please be gentle with me. If anybody has any queries, then just pop them into that and we'll try and answer it. So this seems to be quite a common user case for a lot of my customers that I talk to, that they have some kind of requirement for an inspection or an audit or something like that. And quite often customers will then go and look to kind of build their own. And the great news is that you can already do this in Microsoft Teams using Power Apps and the new Dataverse for Teams. It doesn't have any kind of extra licensing requirements for you, and it's pre-built, so it's mainly kind of just deploy it and then configure it to work out on your use cases. And the great thing about the inspection app or inspection Power App that's part of Dataverse for Teams is that it links into other components within Office 365. So if you're using Planner or something like this, then you'll also be able to link it into your Planner and assign tasks and track those tasks through. So easiest thing I think would be is to have a look at this. So here I am, I'm in Teams. So this is my team here. It's a demo tenant. So I haven't deployed this previously and configured it. I have deployed one that's ready to go for today because it just takes a little bit of time. But let's just show you how you can dig in. So here I am in Teams, and all I need to do is go to this ellipsis here, and I would look for Power Apps and click that. Now, the interesting thing, if you've worked on Power Apps previously, is that the Dataverse for Teams, you create everything within Teams. So everything lives within the Teams browser so that it's all in one place. Now, I have already deployed one just so I've got one to get started. But there's a couple of ways here. So one is if you wanted to create your own app from scratch, you could just click this Create an App button. And then we've got these great templates here. So we've got one on employee ideas, which we can cover in a future session. We've got one on inspection, which is going to be the one that we're going to look at today, and one on issue reporting as well. And the power of kind of using Dataverse for Teams is that you can control access to your Power App by inviting people into a particular team. So all of the kind of overhead around managing access to your app, sharing out, all of those kind of things, that's all taken care of by Teams. It's all held together in one place. So it makes it really, really easy to get started. And also it's available on a mobile phone. So again, you don't have to worry about deploying stuff out. If they've got the Teams client on their phone, they can start accessing it straight away. Cool. So all I need to do then is go to Power Apps. I need to have a team that's already set up, obviously. And then I go to one of our hero apps. So this one here is going to be Inspection. And I'm going to click that. And I'm going to click Add to a Team. And then if you know the team or channel name, you can add that in. So I'm going to just add this into Digital Initiative Public Relations. So this isn't the one that I'm going to carry on building because this one, it takes a few minutes for it to be deployed. So I pick the channel where I want it to live and I click Set Up as a tab. Now, in terms of setup, that is completely it. You will want to create a planner board as well that would exist to help you share that. We can have the option here of whether we post to the channel about it. But in terms of kind of installation configuration, there's not much to it at all. So you can see here, it's now gone into its installation, and just in a moment, it'll pop up that info here. And you can browse away from this, go and do some other stuff, and then come back, and Teams will send you a notification when it has installed. But as I say, at any point, you can just click here and it will show you what the progress is of that. But I'm going to go over here to sales and marketing because I have already prepared one and got one installed. I haven't done any other configuration, just installed it so that we could get going super quick on here. So I've installed the inspections app in here, and I've also created a new planner board here to get ready. And to create that planner board, all I did was just click the plus up here. I searched for planner, and it actually gave me this tasks by planner because that's now been renamed. And I created a brand new planner board. So you can see there are two apps that make up the inspection Power App here. One is the actual app itself, and then one is the management app that allows you to set it all up. So we're going to start off in the Manage Inspections app. Okay, and the first thing it's going to do is just ask us for permission to kind of get access to these pieces that it needs. The great thing about this is it pulls together Planner, as I say, it pulls together your Office 365 data. So if you don't need to worry about going and finding people information and stuff like this. Let me just get rid of myself out there. That's it. So it tells you here inspections work best with Planner, and you can either set that up later. So if you don't have that Planner board set up, you could set it up and come back to this afterwards. But I've already got a Planner tab, so I'm going to click that. And I'm going to just post this into general channel just for today. Now you might want to post it somewhere else. You might want to have a dedicated channel for this, but I'm going to keep it in the general one. And the planner board that I'm going to be using today is this audit actions one. So I click continue, and it's just showing you here some of the examples of what you could do with this. So it could be store walks, and actually the predefined data that it's going to install with is actually a store walk. There you go. You can see here there was a notification from Teams from the other one that I just installed a moment ago. So, you know, a store walk, asset inspections, or audits and things like this. So click go. Just giving you a little bit of information. Say this is built on the Power Platform. So because it is, you've got the ability to go in and edit this, change it, make it work for you. So I'm going to click got it. And you can see here is our inspections app, and as I say, it's set up in for a food kind of a store walk in maybe a supermarket or something like this. In fact, let's just start off with the inspection view here, and we'll just show you what the end product looks like. So again, just the first time I'm going to click that. Now this is me inspecting on a tablet or a computer view, but I could have been doing it on a phone view as well, and it's optimized for that. So here I can perform an inspection, and it can say, okay, whereabouts are you doing something? So I might say I'm going to be doing a food inspection, and I'm going to be in the ambient food area. Then there are different checklists here. So is this for kind of a detailed walk? So are you doing like a proper inspection of that area? Or are you looking to do a morning store walk? So maybe in a supermarket, they say every morning we go and do a light touch walk just to make sure that everything's in place. So I can pick the checklist I want. So I'm going to choose the morning store walk. And here you can see now it's telling me what I need to check and how many tasks I've got complete. Now, the great thing about this is if you've got examples of what it needs to look like, so let's say in our supermarket example, we're saying this is the example of what it should look like, you can include those into the app as well. So I could say, you know, it's clean and hygienic, clutter-free and accessible, and you can browse through that checklist to see what it looks like. So I've started that, so I'm going to say yes, I'm going into clean and hygienic. And again here, really nice, you can show all of the examples of what that should look like. So I'm going to say yes, that's all good. If I was on a phone, I would actually be able to include photos as well. I might say here for a note that this is an excellent example, should be showcased for all stores. And I'm going to save that note and attach that onto there. Clutter-free and accessible, not so great. So we had an issue here. And again, I could include a photo. So I'm going to say stock cages still out from restocking activities. Okay, I'm going to save that note there. But I actually want to assign a particular task to someone to say, you need to sort this out, and you need to sort this out now because it's part of our morning activity. So I'm going to click task. Okay, and it's going to say, who do you want to assign that to? So I can assign that to someone in the team. There we go. I'm going to assign that to Miriam. There we go. And we've got that note there. I could type some extra information, etc. But I'm just going to click add task. That's now been logged into that. And I can review that, so I can see I've gone through all of my checklist. I can see what the status is. So I can see that we've got an issue in this one, and I'm ready to go and just submit that. And that just takes a moment for it to go in. It's all done, and it's just showing me some other ones. So I've got there. So if it's part of my morning walk, I could go and do different inspections in different areas. And then I return home. It just gives me some of my high-level stats on how that works. Now, if we go to our audit actions, then we can see here that that's now come in as a task into that planner that's been assigned to Miriam. It's got the notes in there that I've put through. She can manage that, do whatever, and when she's completed it, she'd be able to mark that in planner. It could be on her phone or in tasks. She can mark that on her phone, and I'd be able to see at a glance which tasks have been done. So if we have a look now and go backstage into the manage inspections area, we can have a little bit of a look and see what happened to that data when it came in, because obviously as a manager, you want to get that overview as well. So we can go here, we can go into inspection insights. Okay, this will show me that we've got 5 inspections which are pending review. The average inspection time, it'll show you how many morning store walks have been completed, who was our top contributor, etc. We can go through here into the inspection forms, and we can go through and look at those, and we can actually start to edit those and make that work. Okay, and if we just go back to locations, then our inspections would start to kind of flow through and appear into here. So let's just deep dive in how we can configure this and make it work for us, because obviously if you're not running a supermarket, then you might want to say, well, how does this work for me? So here in our supermarket context, we had different ones. We've got ambient, backstage, front desk, clothing, frozen, whatever. Now let's say that I was doing some kind of audit. Maybe we were auditing vehicles, or maybe something, we have shared vehicles. Let's say we were the police and we have shared vehicles, and we need to be able to kind of sign the cars in and out, do like a mini audit every time we sign them in and out. So let's say that I'm actually going to manage location type. So our location types we've got here. So this might be a vehicle check. Okay. And when we select that location type, it says clothing or food. So obviously this doesn't apply to us. So we need to manage location type. So we're going to add a new location type here. There it is. And this is going to be vehicles. And actually we could just keep using this in the context of our supermarket, because it could be checking in vans, delivery vans, things like this. Okay. We could pick a picture. So let's say, let's go here to desktop, and let's go to our audit, and let's pop this vehicle logo in there. There it is. Okay, quite. So I could save that. So now when we come back to our vehicle check, we've got vehicles as our location type. Perfect. So I can now save that. Great. And you might have noticed when I did my inspection, it said what kind of group was this included in. So we had things like all food. Okay, so we could add a group type which is kind of external to store. Let's keep this in the store context. Okay, and this is, we're going to say that it's about vehicles. Okay. And we've picked up the vehicle check. So we might have different ones. We might have a vehicle check for like coming in, You might have another vehicle check for when you return a vehicle, but then you might have weekly vehicle inspections and things like this. So by grouping these all together, these locations, then you're able to make it much easier for people to do that. The other thing as well is just to look at customizing the experience on those. So there are different, so it doesn't change the functionality, but it changes a little bit of the language just on whether this is an inspection, whether it's an audit, or whether it's a walk. So there's different ones here. So let's just leave it as is, but I just wanted to highlight to people how that works. So looking at our vehicle check, so let's look and see what happens on a vehicle check. So I'm going to do a new inspection form. Okay, so I'm going to say check in and vehicles. There we go. And then what are the steps that we need to do for our vehicle check? Okay, so I could say vehicle is ready to go. Okay, in fact, sorry, let's say vehicle is clean and tidy. Okay, and then we've got, these are the buttons that we've got here. If I had a reference picture, I could put that there. I don't think I do, so I'm just going to use the same one again. Okay, and I can add some specific instructions there. Say, is the vehicle clean with no litter or paperwork from previous shifts? Okay, we could add another step here that said vehicle fueled, and again here, is vehicle ready with over half tank of petrol. Okay, and let's just put one here, one final, no smoking. In fact, let's say no smells. Okay, the vehicle does not smell bad, e.g. smoke or food smells from previous occupant. Perfect. And we can move those up and down and things like this. If we've got very similar ones, we can duplicate that really easily and do all of that. But I'm going to click save there. Perfect. And we can see that's there now. Okay, if we go back to our inspection app, and just wait a minute, there we go. So I'm going to say perform an inspection, and I can now go to vehicles and I can do a vehicle check. Okay, so I can begin that inspection, and it's showing me all of the different things that we've got here. So is the vehicle clean and tidy? Is the vehicle fueled? So I can say okay. So I can say 50% full. There we go. No smell, so I can say issue, and we can maybe include a note here saying food smell from previous user, suspect fish sandwiches. There we go, save that. And if we had a task there, so maybe we could say that there was a task for someone. So let's see who we can find. There we go. Let's pick Alan. And Alan, we can include that and say, please get air freshener. And we can add that in there as a task for Alan. There we go. So I'm done now with that. I can review it and I can submit it. Okay, so hopefully then this will be something that you can really see would add value into your organization, and it's something that you could use for whatever you're trying to do. Now, what I should have done before this, because I forgot to do so, was log in to Power Apps onto my phone or into Teams, so I could do this. And unfortunately, I just can't get into it right now. Otherwise, I would have shared. I would have loved to have shown you what the mobile view looked like for inspections there. So hopefully this session will just have shown you just how easy it is to get something set up, be that for store walks, audits, inspections, things like this, just to be able to, and it was literally just one click, one or two clicks to be able to install that Power App into a team. I can secure that team by adding and removing people from the team, so I don't need to worry about anything else. Everything I need is there. I can push it through onto a mobile phone really, really easily, because if you've got the Teams client, then you've got access to this as well. So there's a whole load of steps that you can just do to make it as easy as possible for you to do that. So hopefully you've got some value from this. I apologize if it was a little clunky in places. It's the first time that we've done that I've done a Lunch and Learn live. But hopefully you've got some value out of that today. And if you want to look at other videos, if you go to youtube.com/productivity coach, that is where I put all of my video content. We just published one which was around adding shared calendars into Microsoft Teams, which is some brand new functionality. We'll have lots of stuff coming up on things like task publishing, which has just gone into general availability. Also things like approval frameworks and stuff like this. So if you do have things that you really want to see, especially in these Lunch and Learn lives, then please pop them into the comments, and I will look at these as part of the follow-up, and then hopefully schedule those through into a future Lunch and Learn or into one of the Tips Tuesdays videos. But thank you for watching. Thank you for joining along with me today on this Lunch and Learn, and I will see you next week, Friday at 12:30 GMT on this channel. But have a great weekend and take care. Thank you. Bye bye.